Sorry, I've been streaming so often on my personal channel that I'm forgetting where all the buttons go. I need to, in OBS, I can make scene collections. I should set this up so I have stream only like the scenes for Dolphin's Dive and Spirit Island Saturdays on one side and personal stream on another side, so I don't accidentally misclick. Not that it's a terrible thing, but I'll just get a little more organized. Anyway, hello and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra on Twitch and Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at LewDolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube, it's LewDolphin, no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, and Aeon's End are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and Spirit Island is available in early access on Steam, and you can find more information on those games at Handelabra.com. Alright, so Spirit Island Solo. And this is the Spirit Island and Sentinels of the Multiverse single stream. Stream with pride, woo! Yeah, playing Spirit Island solo, so John can just sit in the audience and make fun of me all he wants without having to keep saying it in person. But we're gonna do Spirit Island first, Sentinels of the Multiverse second. I'm gonna try to include the games I'm gonna play in the title just because I feel it will help people know what games I'm going to be playing each stream. Since I've turned more into a variety type Handelabra streamer, I know that some people might only want to watch the Spirit Island content but not the Sentinels content, or the One Deck Dungeon but not the Aeon's End, or vice versa. So I want to try to make it clear when I'm doing what. And this week is a Spirit Island and Sentinels week. Thank you, Shonen. We gotta hydrate. Is it cheating to hydrate with well, I mean, it's lemonade, right? Lemonade's a thing that you hydrate with. Alright, well, even though it's solo, I'm gonna go and do a 2-map setup because I like playing with 2 spirits just so there's some synergy that can happen. It does make the games a little slower, but I don't know. I haven't played a single spirit game in a very long time. It certainly would make the game a lot simpler, but where's the fun in that? Now, I think I want to try Rituals of Terror because the past 2 times that I played Rituals of Terror with John, we both ended up using the same spirits. And precisely the ones that help the most with Dahan stuff. Like we had Lightning Swift Strike, and then I think we comboed that with a Sprite of Rampant Green, although it's really Thunder Speaker. That would be probably the next best level. Thunder Speaker is more about Dahan movement. But Thunder Speaker is named explicitly on this card. Spirits who only eat Dahan. Yeah, we're not gonna play with Lightning, with Rivers. What is it? River Searches and Sunlight. And I probably don't want to play with Ocean either. Because in order for Ritual of Terror to work, you need a land with 1 presence from each spirit. Land, not board. That land has at least 3 Dahan per player, so it's going to be 6. And we have to collectively spend 3 energy and destroy 3 presence in that land. Now, I guess that could mean that we're going to, like if I used River, we could just do we would be forced to have to do the Ritual of Terror on a coastal land, not the ocean, because Dahan can't live in the ocean. Any invaders or Dahan move to oceans are drowned. And ocean only adds presence through growth 2, which, yeah, it's probably going to be slow presence growth there. Lightning is not necessarily a good choice either, because with Lightning you tend to go with card plays, which means you're going to go the reclaim route very often, which means you're not going to have many presence on the board. Shadows flicker like flame, only gets 1 presence per tick. Vital Strength of the Earth consistently adds 1 presence per tick. I don't want to use Vital Strength of the Earth. We want to replace this one. I mean, I guess I could just use Thunder Speaker, because we didn't actually use it in our Rituals of Terror. But that would definitely be a lot easier. Yeah, because it provides strong Dahan movement. What about Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares? Well, it's one presence at most per tick. I don't know. I played with Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares on Saturday, and now I'm back to feeling like I'm scared again. Although that was fun, but I don't know. I'm by myself. I'm getting scared again. I mean, like, Spread of Rampant Green is the obvious choice, though, because he has cards that gives presence from target spirits. Oh, maybe Ocean's fine. Oh, it also adds a presence to coastal land there. Oh, let's use Ocean. Not that, Ocean. And we have to do this along the coast, so we have a bit of challenge there. This scenario is notably harder in a solo game. Well, this is not a solo game, right? So it's a bit easier, right? Right? Okay, so do I want to combo this with an adversary, or do I just want to try this out? You thought my shirt says guys. No, it says Boise State. I never went to Boise State, but this shirt is a memento from one of my grad school friends who graduated from Boise State, and she gave me this shirt as, I guess, a reminder of who she is. That sounds weird. I might just stick with base Rituals of Terror. If I play with Sweden, then we have this issue where Dahan can be replaced with towns, which, I mean, that makes the game fun, right? If I play with Brandenburg, Prussia, I mean, it's mostly just setup changes with escalation happening in stage 2, but let's just play base Rituals of Terror with these spirits, so it's not just as simple as adding Dahan to the game. Prussia level 6, all right, let's go. What? Difficulty 13, all right. Yeah, no, not happening. Yeah, we're gonna start with the Explorer on stage 3. Yes, that sounds great. No, we're not doing that. I'm just gonna play this, and you can deal with it. It's my stream. I'm not gonna be forced to do things against my will. All right. So Ocean is adding a presence to a coastal land over here. There's already 2 Dahan here, so I'm just going to kind of go there and assume that I'm going to just be making that a Ritual of Terror spot. But that place doesn't actually have good visibility, so maybe not. They're exploring in the mountains. Now, the thing about Ritual of Terror games, you don't actually need to perform the Ritual of Terror to win. So all of what I'm doing here is not necessarily, or all that happens here is not necessarily things I need to do. Is this a dev beta build, or is this just what's publicly released? It's technically a beta build, but I think it's been released. But yeah, this is more or less the current state of the game. Hey King, hello. Welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the family-friendly, strategically minded stream. I don't need to tell King to be family-friendly though. I'm just seeing some crossover of my personal viewership and the Handelabra channel, so it's kind of cool. All right, so exploring in the mountains, and obviously Ocean. Well, Ocean would have the hardest time seeing this jungle and sands. We have numbers here. Let's get rid of the numbers because I'm not in a multiplayer game. I can now just gesture to things. See? Ocean will have the hardest time seeing this jungle, this sands, and this wetland here, because those are not within range 1 of a coastal land. And technically speaking, I guess also the mountain and wetland over here as well, because at best Ocean can only get into the coastal here. So we're gonna need Vital Strength of the Earth to come help out in various places. Now, the nice thing here, Vital Strength there already has a sacred site here in this mountain. That is defending 3 because of his special rules, so I don't need to... Well, I mean, they're going to build a city there, so I will need to worry a little bit. But if I can stop that city being built, which I can't really do. But wetland on the left board. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. It is adjacent to that mountain. That's right. It's... So there's just these 2 lands and these 2 lands. Okay, so total of 4 lands. I could have them skip all actions this turn to stop that build. You're only going to be able to play 1 card, so if I have you stop that build, you're not going to do anything to this guy over here. Ocean over here. Can gather an explorer. I can gather 2 explorers if it's the ocean, if it's your ocean. Or no, it is just the ocean. But no, this is range 0, so basically it is your land. That would stop the mountain build, but nothing else there, and the same on that side. Grasping Tide would give a defense that will help with whatever does build. Drown a town, an explorer, and a Dahan. Well, if we have presence here, we could immediately drown those all. They build the town, and we destroy it immediately. Nice. Target spirit gains 2 energy, and this is another... So this is only on Vital Strength of the Earth. But if I play this, then they can push a town from one of their lands, and that could go into the ocean as long as ocean has presence there. So I think that what ocean is going to be doing, and it's probably the standard starting play for every Ocean's Hungry Grasp, is add a presence in any ocean twice and gain an energy. And we're not going to be able to target this land, so I can't swallow the land dwellers in that land. And actually, oh, I can't even be in this land unless I do a different growth option, right? But if I do that, then I'm not having presence in the second. Is that important for this turn, or should I go the second route? Or the third route? I mean, being able to drown the city and, or sorry, the town and settler, the town and explorer that builds is nice. I could also just gather that, or I guess I could gather this guy into like the wetland or something. Except I can't really do that. I can only do it on a coastal, so I would have to target this side. Which, I mean, that's also range 0 though. Ugh. Oh, hey, all these things I want to do and I can't. Well, what about my specialties here? If I go the card play route, would I have energy to play 2 cards? Maybe. I'm not really getting energy off my track. I get energy for health of invaders. It's 2, so I'd have to drown 2. This is also range 0. If I do 2 oceans and a mountain, I could do that off of row 3. Let's just play with this for a moment. Gain power card. I'm not going to select that just yet, because once I do, it's irreversible. But if I do this and I go that there, I have to push this. You could push it just there. I don't think any of my cards care about sacred sites for the moment. But that gives me full coastal coverage there. I could drown. But it's... Oceans on boards with any of yours are treated as... Okay, yeah, so I don't need to be in that ocean for this to work. Oh, I do actually have to pick it there. Because I just want to select these cards to see it, but... Swallow the land dwellers is energy 0. I could do that in a slow phase. They add a town there, and I would drown both, and then... that would also give me 1 energy, because I would have drowned 3 health of things. And I could still Call of the Deeps to gather... I could gather it into this place. That's, as long as I drown the town and an explorer in there, then I don't have to worry about that ravage. That would give me... I'd be spending 0 energy, which is probably great because I have 0 energy right now. But I'd play 2 water and a mountain, so I would be able to drown a town, but that's ultimately not necessary at that point. But there's nothing else I can do. I would also be playing an air and a moon, so I'd get a fear, and fear is always nice. On Ritual of Terror, though, you don't get fear cards as often as you normally do. You have to perform the Ritual of Terror to get the fear cards, or to resolve fear cards. Okay, so that's probably what I'm going to do. Not the standard options for Ocean, I guess, but... So we go to the 3rd growth track, and then I'll select a power card, and that might change things, because I might draw a card, although I have 0 energy, but I might draw a card that might be better. So, Vital Strength of the Earth, not a reclaim turn. If he adds a presence, he can't get an extra card play. But if we want visibility of the board, then we don't want to gain a power card and add presence, because that is range 0 and he only has 2 lands that he's in. But if, say, we want to be able to defend this mountain on the next turn, we could defend it with his defend 3 in every land card. So if I add a presence range 1, and I go up the card play route, because I want to be able to get to 2 card play someday, then next turn I could do the 2nd growth option. Range 0 would put me in that board, or in that land, and I would be able to gain a power card, and then yeah, and I'd have the defend 3 there, so that Ravage won't be an issue. We still have to think about this this mountain area in the middle. If I take out the town with rituals, oh, but that has to be a land with Dahan, so that won't work. Gather 2 explorers, gather 2 Dahan. That would potentially stop a build on the next turn. That might be a little more important because I can do defensive means otherwise. Like I could guard the healing land, or just stop all actions altogether next turn. So maybe I'll just do Draw of the Fruitful Earth. And this is a Dahan Gathering card, which is very important because we need a land to have 6 Dahan in it eventually. Well, maybe we don't need. We could just win without going up the terror levels. But before I do that, although it doesn't really matter because I didn't really... Well, I guess I did place a present, so let's go back and just because we can't rewind past when we reveal new information. So Ocean is getting a minor power. Ocean has no energy to utilize a major power. Now, 0 energy cards are things that we could theoretically be using, but these aren't really, they don't line up with my elements. I really want water. I want some mountain in order to be able to drown more powerful things. I keep saying mountain, it's earth. Drought does not have water, but it does have earth. Destroy 3 towns, a damage to each town, city, add a blight. If you have 3 suns, destroy a city. Well, you don't have any suns, so that won't work. If target land is jungle or wetland, 1 fear and 1 damage. Range 1 of a sacred site. If you have 3 animals, 1 damage, you have no animals. Defend 1, or if it's jungle or sands, defend 4. Well, neither of those are immediately relevant, but that is range 2, which is decent because that means that we could see that sands in the middle, but that's not really, or also the jungle there, right? Both of those are visible now on the west board. Remove a blight or push up to 3 Dahan. That gives a water, and that's it, as far as good things go. Not particularly happy with these cards. Um, how much do I actually need water? You get 2 waters off of your energy track. So really, the upper tier things just say 2 additional water. You get a moon and an earth, but you never get air. And all of those will become 2 anyway, so it's about equal on all parts. Huh. Well, I don't think the elements really warrant one or the other, so which effect would be the most useful? I mean, Savage Maw Beasts at least provides a fear and potentially a damage, but that's also a Sacred Site, range 1. I guess Call to Tend just gives me Dahan pushing at the very least, which is not too useful on oceans. I guess it sort of is. There's Dahan there. We do have to be mindful of moving Dahan to where we need it to be, so. Alright, so I think, I mean, I could have gotten a Sacred Site though, so I guess I could have done something, but I don't need defense. I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna take card play track, push into that wetland, and then 2 card plays, and the only 2 that I could play are energy zeros. And we discussed what that ultimately was doing. We want to get Vital Strength of the Earth up to 2 card plays and want him to get closer to that that mountain on the east. And then I can play Draw of the Fruitful Earth, and we could try to prevent 1 of the or 2 of the builds next turn. If they explore the sands, it's not ideal, but if they explore in wetlands or jungle, is actually really good. We can stop both builds very easily. Alright, so then we get Fear. And I can gather. Yeah, I have to gather. I want to be able to drown this guy, but it's better to wait for the slow power to drown the town that it builds. But we can stop that build. Finally got your first game at the table since your lock-in started, and it's so much nicer with the larger power decks from Branching Claw. I've looked at a few of the Branching Claw powers. I'm not too familiar with all of the new stuff that's added. I know there's like 2 extra types of icons or tokens that get added to the board, and some spirits play with that, some powers play with that. But there are some interesting power cards in Branching Claw from what I saw. They explored the jungle, so that's really good for the east board because we can draw the Fruitful Earth into the coastal, or sorry, into the wetlands, literally wetlands. And I could also gather Dahan, but this isn't going to be a good place for the Ritual of Terror because Ocean can't get there unless Ocean gets the major power that says you could do it. Add a presence, even if you normally can't. Well, we don't have that yet, so we can't play around that. But now I can drown those peeps. That gives you an energy because you drowned 2 health. There's 1 out of 2 health stored right now, so I could somehow drown an explorer if I could. But I can't. I can only drown a town, and there's no town I can actually reach. This would be a good place, but I can't actually hit that. I put my presence in the wrong place. I wanted to put Vital Strength of the Earth's presence in that mountain. I said I had to put it here, but that was not correct. Okay. Well then, now it's time for plan B. Grasping Tide, would that reach it? 2 fear, defend 4. Yes, okay, that would do it. That was incorrect. I, for some reason, thought I had to put the presence here in order to be able to reach the mountain on the next turn. That is very false. I just needed to reach the mountain. I can already reach the mountain. I have the presence there. Oh well. We might be able to fix that, yeah, with the Ocean. So can I in order for Ocean to do that, Ocean needs to add a presence to both oceans. So that's going to be happening. Vital Strength of the Earth, you were going to gain a power card and make a sacred site, but now you can't. So what can we do with you instead? I guess we could work towards getting a little defense in that area. The problem is, so we can get you to 2 card plays. If you don't gain energy, you won't be able to use both of your card plays unless I add energy off of the energy track, but then you won't have 2 card plays. Like, we could do a defend 4. We could defend 4 in that mountain, and that would take care of it, but Ocean could use Grasping Tides to do that defend. Skipping all actions in target land. We could do that there. We also have to think about the central mountain there. We're not worried about the 2 mountains on the west. Those are dealt with. But Ocean, you have 2 card plays. You have 2 energy. Quite sure where that second energy. Oh, because I just did. Okay, I see. We already got that energy from the second track. The other thing we need to worry about are the builds, as always. Which, is there a way we could somehow deal with one or both builds that are happening over here? Well, if we can trigger Ocean Breaks the Shore, we could drown the town that builds in the southwest jungle. And that would take care of that with just the innate power. You would need to have 2 water, 1 moon. Well, as long as you play Grasping Tide or Tidal Boon, you would definitely get that. And if you're playing Grasping Tide for the defend, you're already getting that, so that's good. So, I guess that means we have a plan there. So what about this jungle here? I guess... Ocean can't view that currently, and will not be able to, like, can't view it with anything ever unless Ocean gets a different card. But Vital Strength of the Earth can see it. I'm just thinking we're gonna have to put a presence here and do the defend thing we were going to do in this mountain for next turn, because I don't have really the cards to do all the things that I want. So let me do what I should have done and put a presence in a different land, since I can. So what is Ocean gonna do? We're adding 2 presences. You get... Oh, that's very tempting. If we do both moon and water... Oh, sorry, it's moon, not earth, so that's not going to trigger that. We would get to the +1 fear, though. But fear's not doing that much for us. We could get to 3 card plays, but we don't have the energy to support that. Probably just doing moon and water, just to get free elements. And then we'll need that to defend there. Earth could also do that, but you do call to tend. Oh, you're not getting the drown of town. Oh, because it's not Earth. Okay. It's moon. That's my mistake. If I do Tidal Boon, you get it. Tidal Boon, you'll target Vital Strength the Earth. Vital Strength the Earth can push a town and up to 2 Dahan from one of their lands. That's slow, though, so they're going to build the city there. But if they do that, that's 4 damage, but with the Defend 3, I'm not worried. I can push that town out of there. Yeah, because there's no... So, yeah, I mean, this card wasn't really doing anything. I guess that's what I was thinking. I was going to play Tidal Boon and then whatever, but I was... Yeah, so that gives us the defense over there. We just have to think about this mountain. And we stop that build, and we have that build dealt with. So we have everything taken care of, except for that mountain. So there's no need for that Ravage to go off. If we can avoid it. You have 2 card plays. If you get Sun into Earth into Plant, target spirit can repeat a power card with energy cost of 1 or less. Can we get that? You would have to play Guard the Healing Land and Rituals of Destruction. But that is very expensive on energy, and next turn you would be forced to reclaim. Even though I have 2 card plays, I don't have to use 2 card plays. But if I'm not using 2 card plays, I probably should go for the energy then. Then again, Ocean's giving me energy. Well, if I do this, target spirit can repeat a power card with energy cost of 1 or less. So you could Tidal Boon twice and gain 4 energy. Or Grasping Tide. Well, we don't need double Grasping Tide, although the extra fear, theoretically nice. Could we do something with that second push? The only other place would be this mountain here. And I don't really know where I want to send that guy to. His energy gen can support it. Yeah, he innately has huge energy gain. I'm just thinking whether I want to not play my second card. Like, Rituals of Destruction is a very powerful card, except we need Dahan to be situated to get maximal gain. I could theoretically use it to stop one of the builds, but that seems like a bit of a waste. So I might just hold on to that, and then... Because, like, if I do Tidal Boon... If I repeat Tidal Boon, that's just 2 energy, so doing that just to trigger that is a loss of energy. So... Let's not do 2 card plays then. Which means I have to rewind this far. But I still want to set up for that. It is still kill a town or kill 2 explorers, yes. I'm gonna... I don't know. Let's save that. No. What am I doing? Yeah, these 2 cards when put together would trigger the first effect. So I could just do Year of Perfect Stillness on that. And then Ocean is repeating this. We're going to do that again. And it was Grasping Tide, Tidal Boon. No. Am I doing differently? Oh no, I got it. Never mind. I don't know why I didn't see that. That's the key thing. Okay, I'm gonna go this route. Go this route. Okay, so stop that Ravage and defend that. And the jungles. And then the invaders are exploring in the wetlands. If only I had done the... Well, I guess it's not going to be a super big thing. Well, we can figure something out, I'm sure. All right, you are doing this to move that guy. Why are you pushing that guy? Push a thing and up to 2 Dahan from one of the lands. Oh, I had to push. I selected the land, then I have to select the. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Drown that guy. Okay. So, Ocean is reclaiming. Vital Strength is gaining power cards. So these are both gaining power cards. Let's start with Vital Strength. I guess you could get a major power immediately. I'm gonna go minor. I want to start with 5 cards before I consider major, because like, if I get a major power now that I want, I have to forget one of my uniques, and that just seems terrible. Because the uniques are always going to have the elements that you want, so. Alright, so. Suns. Earth. Plant. Nature's Resilience lines up with Earth and Plant, which I don't need the Sun as much, and that gives Defend 6, which is huge. And if you have 2 water, which as we found out on Saturday from discussion with Frenzy, this requires 2 water, but there's no water on the card. All right, push an explorer or 2 fear. Each Dahan deals damage to a different invader or push up to 3 Dahan. These are all 1 energy. So which ones are better or worse than what we have right now? Don't start you on that again? Start you on what again? So dealing 1 damage to a different invader is only going to hit, like, it's not going to ever take out a town or a city unless we have supplemental damage. That if we do it in that wetlands, it would only take out 2 of the 3 explorers. And you don't have much visibility right now, so the goal is to get the presence in this jungle so that Ravage doesn't blight. Push an explorer or 2 fear. We'd be able to push that explorer or that explorer. Neither of which would be able to be pushed into a land that would ravage and get themselves killed. So what was that? I hit minus. Where'd minus go? Am I not doing anything with presence as the result? Well, that's minus, right? That goes away. Oh, it would normally create that icon, but it's not visible because this icon is over on top of it. Okay, well, that's not a big deal because we're not placing the presence just yet. Because this is remove blight, defend 4. We don't need that this turn. So I could do Rituals of Destruction. That would synergize well with something that has Dahan in it, but we don't need Dahan in there. It's still, as Seamus says. Oh, you're not getting started on achievements. That's what you're saying. We could call to isolation to push a Dahan in order to do that, but that's not. Or we could push up to 3 Dahan and then do wacky stuff. Oh, see, that growth, that presence icon is now there, but I can't click it. Anyway, there's a lot of builds that I can't prevent. That's the problem. Well, all right, before I do make this decision, Ocean is also going to gain a card. Ocean will definitely be very energy satisfied soon enough, but I'm gonna just go minor still. Hi, Race. Elemental Boon, hello. Gift of Power. Also good. Does that give Ocean every single symbol that Ocean wants? It doesn't give air. Sorry, I'm looking at Gift of Power. Gift of Power gives Moon, Water, and Earth. And then you could target whatever spirit to gain a minor power, so we don't have to gain powers as often, or at least we could gain minor powers as fodder for major powers. So we don't have to keep selecting, say, gain a power card, add a presence in these places where I don't have really any presence spread. Call to isolation so you can push more things into the ocean. True. But I can't do that with Vital Strength's board right now. So what overlap does Elemental Boon provide? Only Earth, really. Because Plant and Sun aren't visible. We didn't select a card that cared about elements, so that. I know Elemental Boon is the card, but I kind of want Gift of Power just because it's free major power, or sorry, free minor powers. It's also 0 energy, and it spends a card play, but it gives Ocean all the elements that Ocean wants. Whereas Vital Strength, the Earth's thing, is allowing you to repeat powers, which can be fun and all, but and I do feel like Gift of Power for Ocean. You think it's expensive for what it does. It is 1 energy, whereas this is 0 energy. All right, so Nature's Resilience would give a lot of symbols that Earth would want. If we combo that with Rituals of Destruction, you would actually also be able to repeat that if you wanted. I mean, I feel like Defense 6 is so strong, and Vital Strength is always going to have Sacred Sites. So I feel like Nature's Resilience, because these other ones, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could push into the ocean with this, but yeah. Achievement. Think of all the possible achievements. All right, so Vital Strength absolutely wants 2 card plays and can only place a presence of range 0, so that's going in there to get that Defend 3. This land's defended. Now, do we need the Nature's Resilience this turn, though? The answer is no. Oh, we also have to gather things. Well, I don't know. I don't need to be in this jungle. It's not this explorer is going to die of Dahan, and this presence is not seeing any more lands, so I'm gonna push that guy. You had pierogies for dinner and you're now sleepy. Well, you only have yourself to blame. Okay, so if we could trigger this, you may instead drown 1 city. That would be really good. So we need 2 earths, 2 waters. We have 3 earth cards to consider then. Gifts of Power, Swallow the Land Dwellers, Tidal Boon. They're building in the wetlands. So Swallow the Land Dwellers plus the Innate would take care of this wetland outright. The problem is that Dahan is gone. Only Tidal Boon could save that Dahan, I guess. But you can't push that yourself. We could call to Tend. But you need to play 2 Earth cards, so you can't do that. That is going to be a tragedy. Is it a tragedy we can afford in a game of Rituals of Terror? Well, Gift of Power probably... And we could still do like a defend 4 with Grasping Tide on that land or something else, I'm sure. So let's just select Tidal Boon for now. That gives us the draw on a city, so we can get rid of the city there. That's going to be really good. Okay, so now, ooh, look at all the energy you have. Should I have selected Major Power? Probably. Am I worried? No. I don't need Nature's Resilience this turn, right? Next turn it could be useful, especially if you can repeat it. To repeat it, I'll need Rituals of Destruction. That kind of makes me feel like I'm not gonna play the cards that I keep wanting to play. Because the only other option would be guard the healing land. But like, if we have this repeat with Nature's Resilience, we can defend 6 in 2 places. For next turn. Everyone's just going to get dinner now. Everyone is going to get dinner. Are you saying that Thursday at 7 is a bad time for Dolphins dive? Should I be doing it Thursday at 8? I guess it's closer to 8. Thursday at 9? Thursday at 3? Thursday at midnight? Thursday at noon? I mean, I'm actually very flexible these days because I'm not actively teaching right now, so I could do any time, but I feel like I change my day and time of stream so often that I just want to give Krista a break. This is slow is the thing, so it's not going to stop the build. We're not doing anything with like any of the wetlands builds other than, well, we're going to take out the city that they built there, but this town, and this town is not getting stopped. But if I defend there and I have a defense there and something's gonna magically happen in this place, I'm sure. Do I want to play guard the healing land just to remove a blight then? Or do I just forego this altogether in dual Rituals of Destruction? This wouldn't give me the sun I want, but I'd be able to do a defend 4 and a defend 6, which is all I need. I don't need to defend 6 twice, right? This can only target a land with Dahan. Unfortunately, oh yeah, this land is not gonna, that blight's not gonna, or sorry, we wouldn't be able to stop this land from blighting. Should I have picked a different card? Welcome to Dolphin's Dive, where we play Spirit Island. It doesn't have John to reassure him that certain things are better than other things. I'm gonna remove this blight. But I don't want to lose Dalhan. John is in the chat, yes. He ate pierogies and fell asleep, though. I'm also wondering if I should have gone to energy check. I'm not going to go back for that. We're going to accept our fate here. We want card plays. We want card plays. Yeah, I'm just gonna... We're just gonna do that. I can play more power cards. Okay. We need to deal with these, we need to deal damage. I need to be able to deal damage. I should have selected cards that dealt damage, but those are what major powers are for. They're exploring coastal lands. Ocean is happy with coastal lands. Because ocean could drown from coastal lands very easily. And that jungle is a really good spot. That jungle, actually both jungles, no, sorry, the wetlands. Sorry, they already ravaged in the jungles. They're gonna ravage in the wetlands. Okay, so then Tidal Boon. Oh, that's targeting you. Oh yeah, I was gonna do something. Well, no, that's fine. I was gonna drown that anyway. Okay. You got a fear card. Now, Tidal Boon is only hitting Earth, so you're pushing from one of your lands, neither of which are wetlands, neither of which are... I'm not planning this out well at all. And I probably should have considered the fact that we're going to have a gift of power here. I'm going to give this to Earth so that he could gain a major power next turn. So, all right, symbols. Earth, plant, sun. None of these cards give more than one. Sorry, Song of Sanctity and Uncanny Melting give both. No. Song of Sanctity gives sun and plant. Uncanny Melting gives sun. Lure of the Unknown gives plant. Steam Vents gives earth. Destroy an explorer. 3 mountains, you may instead destroy a town. Well, sounds good. Mountains or jungles. Song of Sanctity could push all explorers or remove a blight. Uncanny Melting. Lure of the Unknown. I mean, it gathers a town, which has generally been good. You can gather a town into the ocean, right? Right? And that's range 2, so you can't actually see the ocean with that. I feel like it's Lure of the Unknown. Do that. All right. So what can we do then? You're not doing anything too effective. You gain energy and then you don't have to push if you don't want to. Migrant P can't backseat drive while asleep in the baby seat. Yes. I'm gonna push a town into there just so it gets closer to the coast. That's really the best I can do. Alright. Well, you are gaining major power because we gotta do something about these things. Is there anything that immediately synergizes? Just eyeballing. No fire. Or no, we do have fire cards, I guess. But 4 fire is going to be hard to build to. You don't get any elements there, no. Airs. You have 1 air. And not more than that. We only need 2. Okay, 2 airs. 3 earths. So paralyzing fright would at least be a possible thing to get extra fear with. The accelerated rot, 2 fear, 4 damage. 3 suns, 2 waters, 3 plants, plus 5 damage, remove a blight. That is a lot of damage. 1 fear and defend 6. Replace 1 city with a town or 1 town with an explorer. 3 air, 3 water, 2 animal. Repeat this power. Yeah, that would at least, well, it's slow though. It's not gonna immediately help with the wetlands situation. Is there something we can do? Ah, I hit it again. I mean, even without the elements, it's 4 damage, right? And I've been complaining about not having damage. Like, I don't need more defend cards. I don't need another skip all actions and target land card. Yeah, it's going to be Accelerated Rot. Now I have to forget a card. I need to keep Dahan cards. Kind of feeling Year of Perfect Stillness, even though that is a really good stopper of anything you want it to be. But I would probably want to keep the plant more, just in case I could do more damage. So I'm gonna get rid of Year of Perfect Stillness and regret it in 2 turns. Okay, you don't have good. You can't do this more than beyond your current land, so that's annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna go card track still. You'd have lost Rituals of Destruction. True, it is another damage card. But my original plan was this and repeat Nature's Resilience. I don't think this changes anything. That doesn't give an Earth. What is Ocean doing? Get Ocean and Earth. If we do double presence there, but we would probably want to push a presence from the ocean just to... Because if you do your reclaim, you're gathering a presence into each ocean, so this at least counters it a little bit. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to add a power card, or gain a power card, so let's rewind to here so that I'm not... Just because you might as well. Does Ocean want major power? Ocean could probably afford a major power, so I'm gonna go major power. I can afford all of these. Ocean for plant, you don't have plant cards. You and target spirit may use each other's presence to target powers. Target spirit gains a power card, you gain one of the power cards they did not keep. That seems pretty good. That's gonna help a lot with Earth's visibility. Target spirit gains 3 energy and may repeat a power card by paying its cost again. I mean, yeah, that's really good. Especially for either of these spirits with all the energy they have. Analysis paralysis. 2 fear, push 4. 4 moons is 4 fear. I mean, you have plenty of moons, so you could get that, but the fear is not really what we need right now. 3 fear, and then damage per thing destroyed. No, I feel like it's going to be entwined power. That also gives Ocean a moon and a water. That's going to power you up the fear track. So we're going that route. So you're only getting 1 presence. So you're not getting 3 card plays yet. But I kind of want to get to 3 card plays. So I'm going to go that route. I'm forgetting a card. What am I forgetting? I haven't really been too happy with Call to Tend. That was like the option I didn't really care for, so I'm just gonna forget that one. What happened to Earth's power? It's missing. I can't even select this. Is this a bug? Oh, I gotta push. That's what's happening. Okay. I understand now. I gotta finish this. I just selected that. I don't... You don't need sacred sites, right? Although I guess you care about sacred sites. Well, we could add a presence, I guess, to fix that. Put you there. And we could drown that city. Ah, there it is. It's not giving me the ability to do this either. Okay, well now let's do this at least to wrap this up. So let's put Sacred Site here. Yeah, it's not... Game's broken. It's a beta build. There it is, it came back, okay. There's some bug where... Yeah, it's... Should I report this or shouldn't I report this? Right, I can do beta feedback here. Oh, look at all these things that just appeared right there. What's my bug? So, can I replicate this? That's the problem. So, like, it happened after Ocean selected a card. Selected Entwined Power. And now Vital Strength no longer can select a card. Like, it's... Like, cause it wants me to forget a card here, which I did that. And then it wants me to push, which I can. It wants me to place a presence, which I can. I can play cards, which I can. But Vital Strength can't do anything, because it still wants Vital Strength to select a power card, which you can't. That's already reported? Okay. Then I don't have to do it. I don't want to go back to... I think this was... Yeah, so let's do this now. So... Accelerated Rot, and I forgot Year of Perfect Stillness, and I'm placing off card plays in a land. You're pushing that there, and putting card play there. Okay, so Entwined Power. Ah, but I'm not gonna be able to drown a city. But I couldn't drown a city anyway. If I swallow the Land Dwellers, I can at least drown a town. Do I need defense right now? This land is not in good shape right now. Most of these lands are not in good shape right now. I can't... So I have to put a 3-stack somewhere because I was doing range 0 add presence, and all 3 of these are already sacred sites. So there's a 3-stack somewhere. So if I do this, you can repeat Nature's Resilience twice for 2 defend 6s. We have 4 lands that we have to deal with. If I forego Town Drowning, could I do something? If I do defend 4, that's good enough there. And one of these lands could blight. We already removed a blight, so we could just, you know, safely add a blight back. Sorry, Napai Crows. But what's Entwined Power doing then? It's not doing anything for us. I mean, actually, no. It's giving us lots of power cards, right? Is that necessary? I mean, we have a lot of things happening here. I'm not really doing... I don't feel like I'm doing too good of a job right now. I could, instead of Entwined Power, I could do Call of the Deeps, and I could draw in 2 Explorers. Ah, but you're not in this ocean anymore, so I can't stop 2 of the builds there. I'm still in the West Ocean, so I could stop 1 of those builds. Either the mountain or the jungle. Probably want to stop the mountain just because the jungle could have Dahan attack back. Plus, the town that builds there would have more visibility, but it doesn't matter because everything's visible to the explorers. So I need the defense to not lose, should not blight and add presence there. I could, if I want to just have 2 blight go in those 2 middle wetlands, I could do a copy of Nature's Resilience on this wetland. Can't find it, but I got past it anyway. I didn't submit the bug. Yeah, the Pycros is never going to live the blight thing down. He's all about the points, but everything's made up and the points don't matter anyway. You are getting fear off that. I'm just trying to think. If I don't do Grasping Tide, but I instead do Swallow the Land Dwellers, I could drown a town. It's range 0. I mean, they're gonna build a town in here again. I mean, the Dawn will take out the town, then they build a town because of the coastal build, and then I could drown that town. I could drown the town from the sands, but that's not really gonna be too effective in stopping the ravage. And what am I gonna swallow the land dwellers in anyway? I mean, this is also drowning Explorer Town and Dahan. I mean, I added a presence here, but I don't have to add it there. Move it somewhere else. Ah, I'm changing my mind 20 times to Sunday. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just commit to this. And hopefully something better will pop up next time. So I'm gonna stop the mountain build. Fear. Defend 6. And you can target that? No, why can't... Oh! Because I can't play the thing. Right. Right. The other part of Entwined Power is that I can use Nature's Resilience on this land. Okay. Well, I guess then I can call the Deep Sea. I'm not going to be able to drown much after all. I can still drown 2 explorers. We can still gain powers. I'm gonna go minor. Sorry. Now, Ocean gets one of these. Vital Strength, the Earth gets one of these. Sun, Earth, Plant. There's no plants and there's no earth. Well, there's one earth. Devouring ants is slightly better for vital strength of the earth in that regard. All right, ocean wants water and earth. Or water and moon. Reaching grasp will give water. Rain of blood will give water. Okay, well. These aren't good symbol cards. Double blight for double call of the deeps to clear 3 lands. Well, I can't go back anymore. I should have done this first instead of Call of the Deep second. I mean, I guess I could still repeat it. Target spirit gets +2 Rangers all their powers. Sounds good for Ocean, except a lot of Ocean's cards are innately coastal to begin with. Yeah. So that's not useful for Ocean. I mean, we could still reach and grasp on Earth. Two fear, push 2 explorers, and add a blight. 1 fear, 1 damage, destroy Dahan. If it's jungle or sand, +1 damage. I don't like the Dahan destruction. And Rain of Blood is just fear. Well, these are cards that are going to turn into major powers then, I guess, is the long and short of it. But reaching grasp is at least great, I think. It's fine. It's good. So who would benefit more from that? Sun, water, plant, sun, water. But you need slightly more plant. Ugh. I'm gonna give this one to vital strength, and then Ocean can take a card that's gonna turn into a major power. We'll just take that one. All right, because we're going to probably do this track, is my thought, maybe. We don't need to reclaim unless we need to reclaim. Good logic, right? Okay, so defend, we need to defend that. That's defended. Then let's repeat, defend that. We don't need to defend it, but I really need to make sure Dahan don't go away. That's my main consideration. Because we need to Ritual of Terror at some point, I think. Amateur me. Okay. Yeah, we need to get a better control of this game. It's been escaping our fingertips. We're exploring the jungles, so that's decent. If we can deal with the coastal ones, those are our next priority. So Rituals of Destruction, there's no land with 3 Dahan. We've not been doing good at Dahan management. So 2 damage is going to be the thing. And we can basically target any land except for that one. Because we can use a different land. We can use the ocean's lands, yeah! Okay. I'm thinking of using this in the jungle. Mostly because, well, both these jungles already have 2. That's annoying. 2 explorers. Because of the explorer, of course. This one only has 1 Dahan, so, but I can't reach it. Of course I can't. Of course I can't. I'll target this one. Okay. I need to figure out a game plan for next turn that's not just outright terrible. Okay, so... You only have 3 energy. You want 3 card plays, I'm almost certain. That gives us a defend 4. That gives us an explorer and town drown. Which we could certainly use somewhere. And then this card would turn into a different card, but that's only 2 energy. And if you gain a power card or this... Well, if you... Yeah, you have to add a presence. You also have to add a power card, unless we're just going to use this. Bit of an annoying situation there. Jungle, wetland. We can do 4 damage, but that's slow. Not going to help with the Ravage. +2 range with all of your powers doesn't really help Ocean. Gather a town or an explorer. And we can target the Ocean here. If you gain a major power, you can almost certainly afford it, but you would again be tripling up because you can't. We're not doing a good job of spreading out vital strength of the earth. It's probably not the worst thing. We have reaching grasp, but if we get an extra, I mean, you're getting a presence. If you go with the card play, you can play 3 cards. Hopefully we gain a major power that helps. But I don't know. Okay, well, we're gonna have you gain a major power. That's happening. Okay. Something fast that will help. 1 damage and defend 2 per Dahan in target land. And that's every symbol. You may push up to 2 Dahan, moving the defend effect with them. Blazing Renewal places 2 of the destroyed presence in the single land. Well, you don't have any. Neither have any. Place a city with 2 explorers. Replace a town with 1 explorer. Replace a Dahan with an explorer. Push all explorers from target land to as many different lands as possible. And if you have the elements, that's not going to do much. Add a blade, destroy all Dahan. No, it's trees and stones. It's trees and stones. But what am I going to do with that then? I'm thinking. I can't piece together what I'm doing, but I'm thinking. Let's rewind because I'm not sure yet what Ocean's gonna do. If Ocean gains a major power, she might not be able to afford it is the problem in terms of energies. Like, I mean, what, this card was 2 energy, so like it is possible that Ocean can afford it. But to have 3 card plays, we have to place that presence, which means in order to gain a power card and add a presence, we'll need to go off of track 3. Is that the worst thing that can happen? We don't really have any, we don't have anything that gathers, right? So it's probably fine. So you're gonna gain this power. You're gaining a major. Okay, there are two things that we can afford in terms of energy spent. But none of these cards give water. Two give mountain. One gives moon. Oh, but Indomitable Claim for ocean, right? But you can't afford the energy this turn. However, if you do... Actually, no, you can't afford it if you get that one. But the problem is our major concern is the coastal lands, and that's not... It gives a defend 20, I guess. And it does add presence. So if it adds presence, then we could get ocean situated more quickly. But what about the other options? Infinite Vitality, Dahan have +4 health in target land. When Blight would be added, instead leave it on the card. So we could ignore one potential source of Blight. Which route are we taking again? Push from each ocean. So like we wouldn't need to defend that mountain. Plus, but one range of Sacred Site, we could get that because we're adding a presence. We like do presences get destroyed when you add a presence, or is that sort of independent of the blighting if it's just 2 damage being dealt? That's my question. Whenever blight is added to an island, adding blight to an island destroys one presence. Okay, no, so so if there's no blight that's added, Earth could save that one ocean with lure, or that one mountain with lure. Right? Okay, we have lure of the ocean. Vital strength has trees and stones. That's 6 damage happening in this sand. But if we do trees and stones in that mountain, that takes out a town. And then we push the Dahan into the sands. You can see that, right? Yeah, range 1, and you have that. So then you would push the 2 Dahan into the sands, and then the defend effect moves with them. We don't need the defend in the mountain, we'd have the defend in the sands. That's still defending 4 versus 6. We'd have to do an extra thing there. We could just Lure of the Unknown in that land then. So trees and stones and Lure of the Unknown takes care of the mountain and the sands. Doesn't take care of the jungle there or the wetland. But if Ocean does infinite vitality, do you still have a defend? You still have a defend. I mean, if we do Land of Haunts and Embers, you could still push into the ocean. So, sorry, I'm not being clear. If I do Lands of Haunt and Embers in this jungle, it's going to add a blight. But this land's not blighted, so that's fine. It's not going to cascade. But I can push a town and an explorer into the ocean, which drowns them. And then the explorer dies to the Dahan. And that takes care of that jungle. So then Vital Strength does trees and stones and Lure of the Unknown to deal with that mountain and that sand. Grasping Tide gives a defend 4 in either of these lands. So Lands of Hot Numbers and Grasping Tide, and we'll have an extra card play. But you don't have 4 energy, so you can't do all of 3 of those things. Or we can't do both Infinite Vitality and a Grasping Tide. Don't forget about the elements for the Dahan push. Okay, yeah, you're right. Can we get that? 2 sun. This gives a sun, a mountain, and a plant. We just need 1 more of them. Sun, plant. Oh, poop. We don't have a mountain. Okay, yeah, you're right. That doesn't work. Poop. Okay, so what then? I mean, it's almost certainly just Infinite Vitality for Ocean. I really want Indomitable Claim, but Infinite Vitality is more immediately useful. I'm probably going to regret this. I'm going to get rid of Tidal Boon, because I don't need the energy. Pushing a town from the lands, well, that's not working well with Earth anyway. And elements, there's something we said about elements, but I'll worry about that later. And then for Earth, oh, and then this bug happened again. I guess if I minimize it and I pull this up, does that fix it? Like, you're certainly gaining that. Okay, yeah. You're gaining that. Oh, but I can't select it yet. So I have to forget. This just... Well, okay, well, I selected that. I was gonna say this gives all the elements, but I guess I forgot that. That happened. Okay, now you can add your Infinite Vitality and we can forget this, and we can rewind if it's not ideal. Card plays and card plays. I'm not sure where we want Ocean to go. We're pushing this as well. Let's just stick that there for now. So 3 card plays. You could play those. Did we need Grasp? Well, Grasping Tide was the one that defended, and that's the problem, is I can't do all the things I want to do. I can actually do Infinite Vitality and Land of Hot and Embers and actually ignore adding a Blight. But no, Land of Hot and Embers takes care of that jungle at least. That pushes a town and an explorer, and then the Dahan takes out the town, and then they don't build in that jungle. This jungle might Blight, but the Dahan would take care of both explorers. I might just have to accept that Blight. I don't think I can fix all the problems here. But both of these lands are not going to have explorers, so neither of those builds will happen. We'll actually get a little step ahead. Okay. So what can you do? Tree and stones. I mean, you have 3 card plays, but you don't have any more mountains, so we're not getting this leveled up. We can still Lure of the Unknown, We can do that in the mountains still, and that would save the Blight and also the Dahan. We can defend 2 per Dahan and target land. The 5th being the Sands. This Sands, you're saying, is just gonna go bye-bye? If it's gonna go bye-bye, actually, I don't want to put my ocean presence on the west coast. I need to have an ocean on the right board in order to be able to drown things. So I'm gonna put this presence here. If we're sacrificing the Sands and we're gonna blight this, I don't want my presence there. So that's the only other place for ocean to go then. I don't know what I'm doing here. Well, these are the fast ones. I don't know if Reaching Grasp actually does anything here, but Trees and Stones, Lure of the Unknown. You could instead play Accelerated Rot, but I mean, I guess that will target a jungle that will deal 4 damage, so we'll help in one of these 2. So that's probably a thing. But the Sands Blade, so that way it's 1 less jungle build. Yes. So let's just start this out, see if what I'm thinking here is set up remotely correctly. So Fear, push into ocean, and then Blight. Infinite Vitality. Thing that has to be in this land. That stops a Blight and the Dahan survive. Gather and Explore, do that to that mountains. Trees and Stones. But the problem is I can't reach this. So Sands is blighting and Wetlands is blighting, and then that blights the island. So let's rethink this. We do have Trees and Stones. But how do I defend this? I guess if I did Infinite Vitality on the Wetlands and then let the jungle blight, but the problem is we can't have too many blights happen. I mean, it kind of makes more sense to do Grasping Tide instead, because Infinite Vitality is spending more energy. Yeah. If I do this, what does that do? Defend somewhere. Blight. I can't reach that land with Trees and Stones. I can only target this land. That's the only land where that makes sense. So that should just be Trees and Stones. Lure of the Unknown. I want your thought process. Give me a few more minutes to try to figure this out. I feel like I'm on the cusp of deducing this, but defend 4 wouldn't work there. Unless I lure it, but if I lure it, I don't have that. I defend that. Can you reach that? You can reach that. So then this doesn't blight, this doesn't blight, this doesn't blight. So we just have the sands. Is that your thought process? Close. All right, what was your thought process? Because this is a solution that more or less works. This sand is getting blighted, but I don't think I can really do anything about that. Substituted rot for grasp. Lure the bottom left jungle into the ocean. Ah. Because you would have +2 range. Well, it's not really the prettiest, but it works for me. I miss fear cards. We need fear cards. We need to ritual this game. We also need to get more Defend 3 happening, so I need to actually spread Earth in more places. Exploring in sands. Well... Alright, accelerated rot is 4 damage. 2, 3, 4, 3. Neither of these are gonna blight if I destroy things. Let's attack there, I guess. I don't know if it makes a difference one way or the other, but let's get rid of the city on the west side of the board. Drown and explore a town and a Dahan. And that's range 0, so a land that you are in. This also drowns a town in a land you're in. There are no towns. So this is not really doing anything. It would have been nice if I had kept this presence here, but that was never going to happen. I don't think it's worth killing this Dahan to take out an explorer. I finish using powers. Gotta keep the Dahan, because we're eventually someday going to do a ritual of destruction. A ritual of terror. Okay, reclaim almost certainly. There's no way I can get around reclaim. And you're gaining a power. You need more energy still. You need to drown more things. You need to be able to instead drown a city a couple more times, but you're not going to be able to reach that because you can't reach the city. You could next turn, but that's slow. That's too slow. Alright, before I select what card I want, or what type of card I want, let's figure out what we can do with Ocean here. You can at least see this jungle. This jungle has a Defend 3, has damage of 6, so we want to take out a town and an explorer in some capacity. Or just defend. I mean, you're also going to reclaim it. You're not avoiding that either, so you might as well just do that. Ocean's presence won't be there. Okay, you're right. They'll get pushed. So, do you have range 2 to that? Could theoretically have range 2. I guess we could also... Okay, yeah, there's a way to do it. You could do 4 card plays. That's kind of exciting. You're doing a presence range 2. So, alright, so now we can at least, you know, for once in this game, since we've not gone down the gain power card route for the past 17 turns, I can at least put a presence in a place where I could defend on the next turn. So they're building in the sands, so I could put defense in one of the sands. Probably ideally in a place with Dahan. We do have those explorers there, but I'm sure we can do something about that, right? There has to be. I could land a Fonts and Embers. But if I do Sacred Site in this sands, the Dahan take out the town and the city. I don't have to worry about that at all. But there's also this land over here that's terrible, has a blight, and probably needs a lot more defense. They're gonna add a town, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, defend 3. We need 5 more. But I kind of want to get more visibility on the west side of the board, right? Because Earth already has a lot of visibility, except for the westernmost part. So I'm just gonna gamble and put it over here. And hope that I can figure this out. Ah, that's slow. You can play 4 cards. Is there a way to get you to repeating a card of cost 6 or less? And would that do anything effective? Let's just see if we can even get to that. The problem with this is you do not have a sun. Probably because we got rid of the card and I don't... Nope, not doing that. We forgot a card that probably had both symbols. So we're not getting that. We're not even getting to level 2. I could get to the level 2 if I lose an Earth card, which obviously any of these would work. Let's see. Guard the Healing Land is probably better for next turn anyway. We could defend 4 in this land, remove the blight, and then some other effect would take care of that issue, I'm sure. We probably don't need to defend 6. Gather a town, but in a land with no invaders, which could mean that mountain. And that would do enough to stop that, so actually that would be fine. Yeah, we need to stop more builds. So we probably want to draw the Fruitful Earth. The defend off of trees and stones is not too useful. I mean, I could... Oh, but it also does 1 damage. But this is my only sun... No, it's not my only sun card. Okay, let's take a step back. Trees and stones, and then I need to add a sun, an earth, and a plant. So say it's just these, for sake of argument. We get that. So I could do damage off of this, and I can push it into this jungle, and then the Dahan would do damage and defend and give the defend I need. Well, the only place that would make sense is this coastal, or sorry, I keep mixing up coastal and wetland. I can do it in the wetland, take out that explorer who's not doing anything though, push the 2 Dahan into that jungle, and then that gives me the defense, and it gives me damage to take out the city and the explorer. I really, really, really need to start figuring out Ritual of Terror. So I probably, I mean, I could do trees and stones, but I probably need to push Dahan, right? I need to gather and push and stuff. So we're gonna need to just start doing that outright. So let's just decide we're gonna do that, because if I get 3 fear cards, that could change the tide of the game. And then I just need to not have towns and cities, because I'm not gonna be able to clear the board. So I need to perform the Ritual of Terror. Anyway, So the fact of the matter is we have a means of dealing with that jungle, which is ultimately what I've been trying to figure out, is do I have something I can do to deal with the jungle? Which I do. The next consideration is what can I do about the sands? We can gather and explore, but we're not going to have... Or no, we're pushing into the ocean, right? Yeah, so that has to happen. And then you could gather, but there's... You're not seeing any of the useful... There's no coastal sands otherwise, so this issue is not that relevant. We could still use this to gather off of this jungle, or sorry, this sands or this sands. And if we gather... What was the one I was looking at? No, yeah, if we do Call of the Deeps... Oh, but that's range 0, so actually, no, that doesn't work. I was gonna say target this jungle. Actually, you could do Reaching Grasps to do that. Push the Explorer, or gather the Explorer into this jungle, and then the Dahan takes it out. And then that doesn't build. That's something. Sneeze. Gone. Hate it when it happens. Don't want to do another blight. That's going to be problematic. Swallow the Land Dwellers. Is that going to be useful? That's range 0 again, so that's not too good. I mean, it could potentially stop. If they explore, we could potentially stop. But that's only if they explore in the mountains. Would that be useful? Which they have not yet, so it is a possibility. Use each other's presence to target powers. Does that change anything? I don't think it really does. Because we don't really have any extra coastal things. I mean, does that help Vital Strength? Vital Strength already has a lot of visibility of the board. I feel like we don't really have many means of dealing with these guys. We are probably not playing Infinite Vitality. You could theoretically play Entwined Power, but if you're not playing Infinite Vitality, you do have some energy to work with. And you're not playing Grasping Tide, because that's not reaching. But I guess it's a major power for Ocean. Tsunami. That's a bit dangerous for Dahan, but that takes care of the damage issues, right? I mean, that's a lot of damage, but Cleansing Floods also can be a lot of damage, but you don't have 3 card plays. But you do have Innate Water, so that doesn't matter. Range 1 of Presence in Wetland. 4 damage, remove a Blight. 10 more damage if you are up for it. And for the intense... For the purposes of powers, oceans are counted as coastal wetlands. So technically, I do have a presence in a wetlands on the right board. That would take out the sands there, regardless of what they build there. So I don't need to defend or remove blight or any of that. But that would mean I would be not playing any other card that has energy in it. So not Infinite Vitality, which is fine. Not Entwined Power, which is either fine or not fine. And then not Grasping Tide, which is okay, that's fine. It also gives blight removal, yes. Which is good. We wanted to get rid of that blight. Just for the sake of argument, Vigor of the Breaking Dawn, 2 damage per Dahan in target land. You may push up to 2 Dahan. In lands, you push Dahan to 2 damage per Dahan. But you don't have Sun cards, so that's not useful. 2 damage per blight in target land, 1 damage per blight in adjacent lands, and repeat on an adjacent land. You do technically have the means of doing this, right? Moons and Earths, you have those cards. You have those cards together. 1. And that's it, so Yeah, I guess it's cleansing floods. So what am I gonna do that? I guess I don't need a damage card as much. We can get rid of Lands of Haunts and Embers because it adds blight. Let's do the opposite effect then. Okay, so that's range 1. Okay, so that we're playing that and we're playing other cards, maybe. I don't know. Let's just push that guy. Okay. So you're playing that. You have 2 more card plays. Do you have presence in a place that makes sense? No. So we're not really worried about drowning because you don't have presences in places where it really matters too much. I could at least take the 2 explorers from that coast, from that wetland at least. Yeah, I'm not swallowing that. You're very short in energy. That's the dumb thing. We need to get you energy, so I guess you're gonna take energy next time, probably. I mean, you can at least get energy off of Call of the Deeps, so that makes sense. And unless I want to hold on to that for elements next turn, but you're only gonna have like 1 energy anyway, so I don't know if that really makes or breaks, but yeah, let's hold on to that. And then for Earth, so we have means of dealing with the jungle. I forget what we decided on, if anything. I guess it was going to be trees and stones as a possibility, and then I didn't really resolve that. Probably doing the Ritual of Terror on this wetlands over here. So what effects do we have that move Dahan? We can gather 2 Dahan with Draw of the Fruitful Earth, so we probably will just use that and potentially also gather explorers off of that. Like, I was hoping to use that to deal with builds, but it's not too big of an issue. Unknown, is there... Yeah, I think I was gonna do Lure of the Unknown. That's range 2, so I could see this land, lure that guy there. Yeah, and that takes care of that explorer, so that's something. Jungle wetlands. Building in the sand, so that doesn't help. Remove blight, defend 4. I mean, this is probably just the easiest way to get the defense where I want it. Because I don't need super defense next turn. We're getting rid of this sands. And I think we're getting rid of at least one of these 2. Actually, we're going to defend in this sands next turn. So we just need to deal with those 2. So that's probably fine. So defend 6 would do it. Let's just go that route. Yeah, that's fine. Oh boy, I was gonna play a Sentinels game today, wasn't I? Jesus. I'll still do it. It'll just have to be a faster game. Alright, here's... do I want to just drown these 2 guys? I can't really reach... Oh, yeah, let's just drown the explorers. Defend in there. And then get rid of that guy. That was our decision. Okay, so we still have to deal with that sands. We could probably do it. Just a quick matriarch game. I need one more water for Ocean Boom. Oh, you're right. I forgot. If we wanted all that damage. Okay, we can still rewind. Thank you for that raise. I'm kind of losing all sorts of... Okay, so... that does it. Yeah. Phew! I could also play another Earth card. One more Earth card play. That's what it's yelling at me about. Or was that Nature's Resilience was I gonna play? Oh yeah, no, I went back too far, but my mind is on tactical overload, yes. I mean, that's part of the problem with Two Spirit games, because there's a lot that you have to track across two spirits, but I kind of prefer it still. I feel that once I reach the point like I'm at with most Sentinel heroes, where I can tell what a card does just by its art, I'll be able to play these games a lot better. It's just a matter of reaching that point. To reach that point, though, I probably need to play some offline games. Or just play 4 spirits, yes. This game would have been a lot faster had I played with 4 spirits. I could actually, if I play a sun card, we reach the tier 1 here. We could repeat a power card with cost 1 or less. If I instead play 2 sun cards, we could repeat. So what does that do for us? Let's pretend like we're setting up for that for fun. So I have that. I could repeat a card with energy cost 3 or less. This gives me a defend, that's cheap. That gives me a gather that I was going to use. This gives me... I could use that to defend in the jungle, and then this gives me damage in jungle or wetlands, which isn't super vital, but if they do explore in the wetlands, which they can still do, I would at least be able to take out an explorer. Or the explorer in town, or explorer in town, right? Yeah, so that would make sense. So I get a repeat of a 3 or less. So it's not repeating Cleansing Floods. It could repeat Call of the Deeps, could repeat Gift of Power, Draw the Fruitful Earth, Nature's Resilience, Trees and Stones. I mean, repeating Trees and Stones would allow me to push a Dahan twice, right? Or 2 Dahan twice? If I do Trees and Stones in this wetland to push into the Dahan into that jungle just so we have the defense, I could also do 2 damage off the Dahan in that sands, pushing it into, well, whichever wetland I want, and then they also do 2 damage there to take out a town. So I think we said I wanted to do the Ritual of Terror in that wetland, so I probably want to push Dahan more to that coast. So I could push that Dahan, the Dahan in this sands west one. Oh, but I also have a defense 6. So if I have that defense 6, do I need this card? The other one is defend 4. So actually it's not any better or worse. Would reaching grasp make more sense? I don't think it really would, right? We don't need more range on any of these things. Played a 6 spirit solo game one time. Will never do it again. Yeah. All right. So if I already have a defend, I can actually do something slightly different, and I'm going to pretend like I'm going to figure it out what it is. Oh, I was going to Lure of the Unknown originally. I don't have to now, though. And I think I need these cards, right? Because this doesn't give me any moon or sun or plant. Well, it gives me plant, but these are giving me suns, these are giving me earths, and I needed those. But if I do this on myself to repeat my thing twice, we're just going to defend here. Only 1 damage, which is annoying. I think this is still happening here. I think that's still happening. We still have that fear. We still have cleansing floods, so that's active. Nature's resilience is defense 6. Oh, right, that's a repeat. I could stop this build and push this Dahan somewhere. It doesn't really matter where, though, because it's not going to take out... Oh, it's just a defend effect. Never mind. I'm not damaging. We're just defending. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't matter. But now I can do this thing where I do that and then push the Dahan to the coast. Now we've stopped those 2 sand builds. Couldn't really have stopped that build. Is this my final answer? I think this is fine. They're exploring the wetlands. That's actually preferred. I could use accelerated rot in the wetlands to stop a build. I could do this to gather 2 explorers and stop 2 builds that way. Actually, no. Well, I can stop the build. I can stop 1 build. Drown a town. You don't have town visibility. That's happening there. That's just happening. But there's no other drowning. I mean, we have this gift of power still. You have 4 card plays, so you would need to either gain a power card or that, but... You would probably want to gain the power card so that you could potentially... Yeah, that would probably make more sense because you have card plays there still. Okay, what now? Yeah, that's happening. So no Earths. 2 plans. Okay. And gather up to 2 Dahan. We need more Dahan gathering, so that's probably it. We don't need defend 5. We have lots of defend means. Mountain or jungle is not an immediate concern. Defend 2, we don't need that. We could gather 2 explorers if there are no invaders present, but there's invaders in many places. I'm just going to take Enticing Splendor for Dahan gathering. Alright. So... how or what are we going to deal with some of these wetland builds? And then the other consideration is that sands. I mean, no, sorry, we don't have any consideration there. We're putting a presence there, so that's done. So can we stop builds? We can... What can we do? Swallow the Land Dwellers will take care of that wetlands. It will drown the Dahan, though, which I said was going to be our thing. Well, I'm just kidding. We're actually not going to do that thing. See, I wanted... It's so annoying. Why did I take Ocean for this? This was the worst spirit for this. Literally the worst. No other spirit is worse than this. I could gather that Dahan off the wetland. I don't need to gather the explorers because we're really dealing with them. I could gather Dahan into the sands. And then with the defend 3 would take out the town, no issue. I can't gather an explorer into that, so it's not really stopping a build that way. I could gather these 2 explorers just anywhere. Probably along the coast, so I can teleport Dahan across the coast. Not off of Swallow the Land Dwellers. Oh, I could just teleport Dahan across the coast. Yeah, but with the other card, which... Where's that other card? I had that card. Did I forget that card? I trashed it. Okay, we don't have Dawn transport anymore. I forgot it. John's judgment is now increasing. He's now at a what did you do level. I shouldn't have trashed it in retrospect. I don't know why I trashed it. I even said it. All right, I don't care anymore. This is a game. We're getting a tier 3 explorer next turn. Okay. So we can't do that. Stop a build. Deal damage. I mean, it's 4 damage, right? Like, there's no reason why I'm not using this to take out one of these, right? No reason. No reason. Oh, I can't reach that. I can't reach that. Just play your best cards. What was my plan for this guy? I don't remember. I was gonna drown him with Swallow the Land Dwellers. That's what I was gonna do. So that's taken care of. So really, I'm just gonna, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. This is my new spot. We just got rid of all of the terrible encampments, and now that is now Dahan and Thing territory. He wasn't supposed to be there. He showed up because of Explorer. Okay, well, I guess that's probably it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Presence, energy, or... What would double presence do for you? You currently have 1 energy. Yeah, so all your card plays aren't really doing anything. I mean, that's 0 energy, so that doesn't matter. What are you doing? You could... Well, I mean, we've been... Well, we need to... Okay, we're putting a presence there. You don't need the energy, do you? Well, you kind of do because... Well, no, you're getting... Okay, you're getting major power. That's what's happening. You could get tsunami. You don't have air. You do have air. Move up to 5 Dahan from target land to any land. Defend 5 in that land. First, gather up to 3. Is that what we want? Speaking of means of moving Dahan around. You don't have animals, though, so you can't really gather the 3, so it's not really that effective. But hey, defend 5 in that land. It gives you sun. You do have air and... Well, you don't have 3 mountains now. How many waters do you have? You have a number of them. You could use Tsunami. There's nothing on the coast, though. We took care of the coast. Okay, I'm gonna take Rapid Wings of Sunlight. I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually use it, though. You can't afford it this play if we're gonna play that, but we don't need to play that. But if you play this, I don't know. Let's rewind for a second just to think about what Ocean is doing. I feel like we need you to get more presences. We need you to get more energy. We need you to drown things. After dealing with everything on the coast, we kind of want things on the coast, don't we? Do any of these things involve pushing or gathering? No. So now. I want to go the energy route just because you're starved right now. You can't play 4 cards, so we're going to go ahead and just go pure energy. That gives you an earth now. They're building in the wetlands. We have a means of dealing with the wetlands with that card, but we could spare the Dahan if we instead just use Ocean Breaks the store. The shore, not the store. There might be a store, I don't know. You don't need that defend. Gain power cards, sure. Don't need that, so it'd probably just be that. Unless we want to drown a city. Well, there's no city. We already have that, by the way. But there's no city to drown. We gotta stop being good at this game. He says while being bad at this game. That is the card you need, but not the card you want. Okay, yeah, no, it's that. It's that. I'll accept it. Nature's Resilience, maybe? Because do I need that defend 6 anymore? Nah, I don't need that defend 6, he says, but probably wanted the animals off that card. Let's rewind for a second. That was not the card I wanted either. Sun, Airs, Animals. Yeah, you have an Animals card there. That's an Animals card. This is also an Animals card, though. What other symbols do you need? Sun and Air? Both of these give the same symbols. This gives Sun and Air. This gives Sun and Air. This also involves gathering Dahan. Okay, well, I'm still gonna forget that one. That's just gonna happen. Defend. All right, that land's done. I can't trigger that this turn. Does this still make sense? Can we do something off this? Building in wetlands. I mean, I could just gather a thing, and then I don't know what. Well, rewind a second. Do I have mountains? I have 1 mountain. Okay, so I can't repeat. Okay. Yeah. Do I want to save my energy for next turn? I don't really know. Gather up to 2 Dahan. Gather a thing. And I don't think I really want to use these things because that's energy. Like, I want to save this for when I can also first gather up to 3, right? gonna go ahead and save that. I'm only playing 2 cards when I have up to 4 card plays. Why am I dumb? Okay, land without blight, though. Oh, we have 2 explorers here. And they're ravaging there. I do need to defend. Okay, there. Done. Why'd I push 2 explorers there? Why am I dumb? Can I gather more into there? That would make sense. Can't reach it. It has invaders. Right. This has blight in it, so I can't target that. That has invaders, so I can't target that. That's annoying. Range 0. Yeah, that's the problem, is that's range 0. Why am I playing a range 0 card? I can at least stop a city, right? So there's... There's a reason to take this guy out. I can't stop that build otherwise. Oh, I could actually... I don't want to... These are both ravage spots. Why are these both ravage spots? Why is this game so hard? Okay, yeah, it's still gonna have to be that because I have to gather to the ocean. I mean, yeah, I could. Then I wouldn't need the defense. Why didn't I think of that before? Alright, can we just finish this game so I can stop thinking? Okay. Alright, then I don't need that defense, and then I can stop that city. So now, actually, we could both gain major powers and we can forget... Well, Earth can forget this card. Ocean could forget this card. That would be amusing. This is the most major powers I've gone for. Ocean could take Indomitable Claims since we're not really trying to get certain things now. 2 moons, 3 plants. Can you get that? You just need 1 moon, right? He has no moons. I'm just kidding. You can't get that. Can Ocean get that? Lots of moons. A couple plants. Range 1 of a jungle. Well, that's not really good coverage for Ocean, though. That's the problem. This would be a much better card for the Blazing Renewal. Yeah, if we've ever destroyed a presence, which actually we did lose an Ocean presence. And I mean, like, yeah, eventually when we perform the Ritual of Terror, we'll destroy a presence. Have we ever performed a Ritual of Terror? I can't think. The Ritual of Terror was when 5 excellence were. Let's just pause the game. Continue this next week. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for part 2 of this very exciting saga. I mean, Vigor of the Breaking Dawn combos with a bajillion other things we have going on, right? 2 damage per Dahan in target land, and then you can push, and in lands you push Dahan to 2 damage per Dahan. Right? 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 Cause what? We have this. We have that. Well, you have. You're gonna get 6 energy next turn. You're gonna have 10 energy. You could play Vigor of the Breaking Dawn and everything else in your hand. I don't know what exactly that will do, but we can push Dahan in a bajillion ways now. So that's. I'm just doing that. I'm just doing that. Earth keeps pushing the Dahan around. He hasn't actually pushed that much Dahan around. That's the thing. Whose card is this? Is this? This is an Earth card, right? No, it's not. It's a basic card. It's a minor power. Oh, I can see that. It's a minor power. Okay, there. That's the icon I was looking for. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I'm past the point of communicating my thoughts. I just can't think. No fire. Suns and Earths? You don't have suns, though. You have a sun. You have Cleansing Floods. I just want to go for Indomitable Claim, so I'm just going to do it. I'm taking it. It's mine now. I could forget this card now. Although I was using it for this, wasn't I? No, I wasn't. I have an innate water now. It would let you drown a city on Earthland. I'm not forgetting that card now. What am I talking about? What are you talking about? Raze, I never suggested that. Why are you suggesting these crazy ass things? The thing is, though, like, the thing that you're talking about is this only affects coastal land, right? It doesn't... Or is it my misreading this? I mean, ocean's innate. Yeah, well, that's also coastal. I'm gonna put on my special glasses because my eyes are hurting me. It's gonna have a weird reflecty effect, but my eyes are hurting. I mean, does this read as you and target spirit may use each other's presence to target powers, meaning that I can target powers in a land? that just has presence in it, even if the target effect is supposed to be coastal. What's so special about those glasses? They just filter out the blue and make it, I don't know, easier on the eyes. It does not change it. Okay, yeah. So all these coastal things aren't an issue. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of entwined power. What is still? I guess it's just not auto. Sands and mountains. Well, now I have a place to swallow the land dwellers. That explorer's dead. I can target that, and that just solves that issue. Alright. You have 4 card plays, and you have 4 cards you can play, and you're gonna gain energy, so that's fine. Where do we need you to go? Ravage and Wetlands. Can we deal with that? We can just do that with this, and it also removes a blight. Awesome. We do have a bunch of damage effects with Dahan, and defend effects with Dahan, but that doesn't really matter for this turn. The Ravage is fine. The buildings, obviously have to deal with, but building in sands and mountains... So this is range 0. And, okay, so if we're going to move Dahan from a land, we need to be in that land if we want to use it. So, probably want to add presence to this wetland. Oh, you're right, I could reach and grasp with it. Okay, so let's instead consider... place for the Ritual of Terror. I mean, if we do the ritual in this jungle and then they push the Dahan into as many things as possible, there's only 2 places it can go. It'd make it easier to move them back or just in between themselves and perform the next ritual. I probably want to just go there. Start working on getting this place super set up. About ocean, if you add presence to any ocean twice, you get water and an extra energy, which means you'll automatically have a drowned town innate. Not that it really super matters. They're gonna build in the mountains though, but you can't get there unless you instead add a presence to coastal land and push a presence from each ocean. But you're not getting the energy, you're not getting double energy. I guess you'll still have the water. I want to get ocean a minor power, I think. It's because I'm seeing that ocean only has 7 cards. Only 7 cards, he says. But I keep trying to add major powers and not having many options to forget. So I'm just going to go this route and gain another minor power. Damage per Dahan or gather up to 3 Dahan. I mean, I'm not really too fussed about these cards, right? I'm going to have a water symbol, water off of that, earth off of that, so I could draw on a city that's not building. Fear that I'm not using. I think I'm kind of neglecting all the icons, but I guess like there are certain things like Earth here, right? I'm not playing this card. I'm not playing this card. I mean, I could play this card, but you'd have to pick a card that has Sun and Earth, which isn't here. That's not going to help the defend that we need. Well, do we need defend? Ravage and wetlands. We need to defend here. But we have that, right? Yeah, we have that. That's fine. That's covered. 1 damage per Dahan or gather up to 3. Right? That's, I mean, that's our main problem, right? Let's just keep picking cards that gather Dahan. Push up the 2 towns into ocean, right? And we selected the one that's, yeah, so we could take that actually and use that actually. I'm gonna take that. That will also give me energy back. Add a presence to coastal, push from coastal, or from ocean in both lands. None of these are range 0. This one is a sacred site issue. But we're not doing that effect. I'm gonna push you there. This is Dahan site. I'm adding to Dahan site. That's being played. That's being played. And I don't have to put this inland if I wanted, if I don't have to, but. So I have a jar in a town, I have push a town. On second thought, let's put the presence here because that's gonna build. So gnawing root biters, I can push the town from that mountain into the ocean, and then ocean breaks the shore, I can destroy. Although I guess I was gonna, no, I'm not doing that, never mind. Okay, vital strength. Now this question is still, where do we want this? I think we're doing it there, just for that. And then am I playing all these cards? Doesn't really do me, or no, it gives me all of these effects. That's cool. Right, I need reaching grasp to get that effect. Yeah. Okay, there's that's cool. All right. Although, was I going to, because, oh no, I have reaching grasp. Never mind. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I was gonna play Indomitable Claim. Why did I not play Indomitable Claim? That. And I can't play that now. That's fine. I could put the presence here. It's kind of funny to have ocean not be on the coast and then have a bunch of cards that just say coastal. So it kind of doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. But what do we need to do? That. I mean, there's not really any other place to justify that. Can we stop builds with one of these or the other? Building in the sands. 2 damage per Dahan. Push up to 2 Dahan. Okay, reaching grasp is on you, right? Move up to 5 Dahan from target land to any land. Defend 5 in that land. In the wetland that's going to cascade. Why am I thinking that the mountain is my brain's turned off right now. That's what I wanted to do. You're right. Because I have my eye on sands because of the builds, but that's what I meant. Okay. And then that on you. So what's the best way to combo these effects? I mean, we're not really worried about the defense. So, excuse me. It's probably best to start with Rapid Wings of Sunlight, and then use Vigor of the Breaking Dawn to do utter havoc and chaos. But that's only 4 damage. Not the greatest. I mean it's damage and we want damage, but we have like this mountain here that we really are tired and sick of dealing with, and then we have wait, no, this does damage per Dawn even if there's Dawn, right? In lands, plural, you push Dahan to. Why are you still here? Oh, it's from Slay the Spire. I have a vague memory of what you're talking about, but I don't remember which. So I could do weird things with this. I could gather Dahan here. No, I'm not really thinking of this that well. I'm like, because the thing is, I can push up to 2 Dahan, but if I push Dahan into 2 different lands, they're doing 2 damage per Dahan in each of those lands, right? So if I push 1 Dahan into a land with 8 Dahan and 1 Dahan into a land with 6 Dahan, there's 9 Dahan here doing 18 damage, and there's 7 Dahan doing 14 damage here, right? Right? I know I keep saying right, but that sounds exciting to me. Right, left. Why are all my Dahan in terrible spots though? I'm like, we got these to move Dahan around though. Is it better to just do the Ritual of Terror? We can't do the Ritual of Terror because we don't have enough spots with things. Oh no, we do. This is 3, right? We just need 3. There's 1 presence, 3 Dahan. We spend 3 energy and destroy 3 total, and then bada bing, bada boom. First, gather up to 3. Move up to 5, defend 5 in that land. May push up to 3. There's 2 Dahan here. I could push this one. No, I could do Indomitable Claim. That might change things. I could Indomitable Claim into another land that has Dahan in it, right? Right. The problem is I don't have a good land. Like, Vital Strength is not in a land with Dahan other than the jungle on the west. And this pushes up to 2, this gathers up to 3, and moves up to 5. I don't know why it says move and not push. To any land? What? Move it to any land? Okay. Okay, so this changes everything. What the hell? All right. I this is the first time I realized that Rapid Wings of Sunlight is not pushing, it's moving to any land. Jesus. Like, is it not even a land on the same board? Just any land that exists? I can put it on Mars? I mean, obviously not Mars, but... Okay, what does this do then? Can I then... I can gather up to 3, right? So there isn't a land with 3, right? Because we never actually did that correctly. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be like doing stupid crap with Ritual of Terror, but what if I somehow just wipe that mountain off the board? Then we have no, oh no, I guess there's cities here, poop. But then I could push it into that land and 2 damage there takes out the city. Which, I mean... as fun as that is, does that actually help? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. My eyes are getting so glazed. 941. All right, let's do bullshit. All right, let's do bullshit. Let's take those guys, move them there, and then damage. Then I can push you there. I mean, that looks great and all. But what does that do for me? I could also just very easily move the Dahan into this land and then do the Ritual of Terror. Then we'll have pushed 3 Dahan into the sands, and then I could do Vigor of the Breaking Dawn there, and that would take out everything there, and that would stop that build. And then I could push those... I could push 2 of those Dahan. I figured something out! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Gather those. Actually, hold on. Oh no. Oh no, yeah. Gather here. Look at all these Dahan buddies here. I could have also used that to take out that mountain. I don't know why I gathered only 4 when I could have gathered 5 off of this. I could have wiped that off the board entirely, but hold on. Are you ready for this? Move them here. Move 5 of them there. Move... I'm going to get this right eventually. That land, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ritual of Terror. Now, if I do that though, that might... Okay, but hold on, all right? We have 7 Dahan there, right? In the rules of Ritual of Terror, push all Dahan from the land where the ritual was performed, distributing them as evenly as possible among the adjacent lands, all right? So we have a land here, we have a land here. We put 4 of them in the sands. And then we push 2 of the Dahan from that... I don't know why I'm gesturing at Yeah, I know, I'm not doing it. But I don't know why I'm gesturing at my monitor when you can't see it. We move these 2 Dahan into this sands. There's now 6 there. We indomitable claim into that spot, and we perform a second ritual of terror. Does it accomplish anything? Not at all, because we still have cities on the board. But hey, we went from 0 rituals to 2 rituals in 1 turn. Now, that said, we probably could just not do the ritual immediately, but have it immediately set up. But we still have like cities here that are terrible. Actually, it's gonna build a second city there. Ah, no, that's awful. Okay, well, we do have, okay, we're gonna reclaim next turn. We could do this next turn, right? Take care of the cities this turn, do the ritual next turn 15 times. I cannot do 2 rituals as I don't have enough energy. John, stop being a sour sport. I was excited for once in my sad, terrible life, and you just had to take that and stomp it into the ground because that's what John does. Sorry, I'm so drained. I am, but I finally got some sort of like vision here. But I can still do this trick because this does actually wipe out this board. Or sorry, this land. And then I could push those 2 into that jungle and take out that city. Not that they were going to build a city, but if I do the second ritual next turn, if I do 2 rituals next turn, it's over because there's no more cities on the board. Okay. So indomitable claim this spot. Oh, I guess I was going to, oh no, we already have that. Okay, no, that's perfect. Okay. And I just need more energy now. That took me like 30 minutes to figure it out, but I think we finally have a roadmap to victory here. Except they built. Okay, that's fine. You could do whatever you want. I don't care. Building in mountains and, or sorry, ravaging in sands and mountains, exploring in mountains and wetlands. Just repeat Earth's turn. Yeah, he will have exactly the same energy to do this. And we still have gnawing root biters, so we can give energy. Oh, and ocean breaks. What does this do? Push up to 2 towns, drown a town. We're doing both of these things. Ocean has presence inland for the first time ever. But it will work out. Trust me on this. Okay. Woo. You're reclaiming. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Does your presence make a difference? Let's just put you there, and now we have 2 possible spots based on how we feel about things. Alright. Do we need ocean to do anything? The problem is we do need energy in some capacity or another. If you reclaim and gain energy, you would actually have 2 energy. Well, you'd have 6. Well, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. And then you could do the ritual twice just with your stored energy. And ocean's not doing anything else because it's Earth that is doing all the Dahan movements here, right? Like, there's ravages that are technically a thing, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's fine. So let's just give you energy. You're also gaining a card off of this. So, just take a minor. It doesn't matter. Defend 2 in every land where target spirit has presence. That seems good. It gives us ocean. It gives us water and land, right? Gift of Constancy is also good. I was thinking Encompassing Ward. All right, and then you... Wait, what's happening? What am I... Oh, we have to gather. Well, that. And that. Those are the ones that don't matter at all. Okay, assuming the city is gone. Yeah, so how do we get rid of the city, but also perform the Ritual of Terror? And also perform a second Ritual of Terror? That's the question. Like, we want to be able to, like, play these cards. One damage and defend 2 per Dahan in target land. Hey, let's just combo every single one of these freaking major powers here, right? Major power. Major power. Major power. I think they were not intended to be all played together, but they freaking are. Okay, so in order to perform the ritual twice, we cannot spend more than 2 energy with Ocean. You could play those cards if you wanted to. I guess you could also play this card instead. Is there a different card that would make sense? Defend 2? Who cares? Who cares? We can't even play that anyway. Call of the Deeps, Gather. That will give you energy. There we go. You might not need Reaching Grasp. Gather into what used to be the Bad Mountain, Wings into the Bad Sands. 2 damage per Dahan. I could push 2 Dahan into that jungle, or I could leave them all there, actually. Well, no, because we do have that. But it would make it a lot harder to perform the second ritual because they're going to spread out more. We have to perform the first ritual in this jungle. Yeah, I think between Trees and Stones and Vigor of the Breaking Dawn, we might be able to accomplish what we exactly need to do. John says we might not need Reaching Grasp. Do I have a different play that would make sense? Gather 2 Dahan, sure. In a land without blight, like that jungle. And we want it to be fast because we're doing this all fast. So do these things do anything that would help at all? No. I could get my innate. Do I need my innate? Because these are more than 3. If I could somehow get to repeating 3 or less, that would actually be pretty. Can I curse? Can I curse? This is a PG-13 stream, okay? I'm allowed 1 curse word, right? If I could somehow repeat a card with energy cost 3 or less, it'd be pretty fucking sick, all right? There, that's my 1 curse word. I could repeat either of these things. But can I get that? Because I would like all of these things, but I can only get some of these things. I need 2 more mountains, and I don't have all the mountains. So like, let's just take what we need to get to that tier. It has to be this card. Like, those are my 3 mountain cards that are left. Then I need a sun card. I have 1 card left. I've only played Trees and Stones. So I'd have to choose between wrapping that and Vigor of the Breaking Dawn, which I guess, like, I mean, I would take that. And I could repeat that twice. Which, hey, would basically guarantee I could perform the second ritual. Right? I mean, I would do Trees and Stones in Western Wetlands, push that Dahan into that jungle. Well, I guess I don't need that. I would do I would gather in this former terrible, move that there, Ritual of Terror, move things out, and then wrap in Wings of Sunlight if I need it, and then second ritual, and that does it. We'd have 7. We have enough energy. We have enough presence. But I need to destroy the city. You're right. I do need to destroy that city. Oh, but that is a, well, but I could do that after the first ritual, right? Okay. So we can now do this. We repeat, yeah, or that. And then you don't matter. Sorry, Ocean, you're done. Actually, do you have anything that removes blight? Just because someone's gonna complain. If you play 4 Earths, you can remove a blight from a target or adjacent land. But we need your energy, so sorry. You're not doing that. Yeah, you're not gaining energy, you're not doing anything else. Yeah, sorry, Ocean, you're not doing anything else. We could maybe get more fear to get the 6th fear card. Earth is removing blight now. True. Points can go play in the ocean. Well, alright, so we do have a spare energy, but what was I thinking? I had a thought, but I forget what it was. Oh, if we get the fear card, right? And we're getting 2 fear off of this, we get 6 fear cards, which might do something. Well, I could play these as well. Well, I just need to level that up. Well, can I? Well, yeah, just play those. Does that do it? No. Because I need an air card. Oh, I don't have an air card. Never mind. I don't have any more air. No more air. So I'm not getting that, so I would just have to do it off of like this. That's my only means. Okay, I'm gonna commit to this. I'm gonna commit to this. We're gonna do it. Oh, we also getting, oh, I guess that meant I could have played some other thing, but that's whatever. That doesn't matter. That's energy. Fear. Fear. Could theoretically be better to save. Well, no, we're gonna win the game. It doesn't matter. Okay, so repeat, and then remove blight. Okay. There's the same number of blight on the board as there was when the game started. I think, because that's at 4. But there's a blight there. Where's the other blight? Oh, it's there. Okay. All right, so now what? Oh, well, we're not going to repeat that. Okay, so we need to do this. Right, move up to 5. No, not that. Oh, I need to gather up to 3 Dahan first. Yeah, I need that effect. Okay. That's an issue. I don't know why I'm rewinding that far. I think it's because I'm not noticing when I'm past the power phase and I'm back in the card play phase, but I think those were the cards anyway, right? There's nothing else. Okay, so this is a problem. We need, what do we need off of this? We need air. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the repeat. If I take that, that doesn't do it. I lose an animal. I need to keep one of the animal cards. Okay, let's stop trying to be fancy, all right? We might not need the repeat. The repeat was fun and all, but I think it's... Because we have several of these, right? And then we used that. Did that trigger all of them? No, it didn't. So what's missing then? We're missing a mountain, we're missing a plant. We're missing an air. Well, mountain and air don't go together. I want to kind of trigger. I mean, this is obviously the most important, right? This card isn't going to do all that I want it to do. Wait, why am I... Is that the one I wanted? Oh, it works. I can only play 4 cards. If I play both of them... I mean, obviously we want this. We need to gather and then, like, we need to gather into this thing and then push into that. Or not push, but move. And then we do the Ritual of Terror. That's going to have... So there's going to be 7 in there. We could push 4 there, 3 there or something. And then perform Vigor of the Breaking Dawn. That will do enough to take out the city. Push 2 Dahan into this wetlands. And then there will be 7 Dahan there. So that's fine. That does everything. So let's just do that then. Okay. Oh, and Texting Splendor also gathers Dahan. Well, okay, we're good. We're golden then. I guess we were going to remove a blight with this, weren't we? Can we afford that? The problem is we needed that and we want like all... Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Cool it. Quiet you. It's Blightville. Alright, Ritual of Terror. It's happening. It's happening. Each player may replace a town with an explorer in a coastal land. There are no coastal lands with towns to select. Excellent. Next one. Each town destroys an explorer in its land. Each city destroys 2 explorers in its land. Cool. Defend 2 in all lands with presence. Each spirit gains 1 energy per sacred site they have in lands with invaders. Thank you. Each player removes 2 explorers or a town from a land with Dahan. Look, I don't even need to defend. Removing 1 blight won't increase your points. Okay. Ravage and Sands. I wish I could target that one. Doesn't really matter though, right? Mountains. Done. Building in wetlands. Take out that one. There we go. We stopped to build. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. Invaders take 1 damage per Dahan there. Okay. Stop that build. Yes, none of this matters, but hey, theoretically, in some universe, it's good to think about this. Each player moves a town or explore a town from a land with presence. Okay. Land with presence. Ravage and wetland and that doesn't matter. That has presence, but that's dead. Sands, yeah, none of that matters. Take out that town. Yay, it's gone. Take out that town. Yay, it's gone. Well, there are 4 blight in the land. I only see 3. Move you there, because that's the next Ritual of Terror. Alright, so now we need to damage this place. 2 damage per Dahan in target land. Why can I not target that? I can, it just didn't look like it. Okay. 1 damage and defend 2. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. Why can I not perform a Ritual of Terror? I cannot perform a Ritual of Terror. John! A rewind, does that help? No, it doesn't. It doesn't say I can't. Right? We have... Oh, because I need to move Dahan there. Well, no, because I did that. Oh, but... Oh, that's why. Because I need to actually do that. Ritual Terror. Alright, never mind. Carry on. There are no cities on the island! Undefeated, and then 36 points. 10 for victory, 15 for difficulty, 6 for the 3 invader cards left in deck, 6 for the 12 surviving Dahan, and -1 for the 3 blight on the board. Whew. So we managed to perform 2 Rituals of Terror on the same turn. That was great. On to a SOTM game. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I promised I would, and I am a man of my word. It's gonna be a fast game though. And first I need to go to Restream to change things. Update titles. Then I need to go to Steam and change the game code. And SOTM is that number. Okay, that's done. And then Sentinels the Multiverse. It's gonna be a fast game. We'll check that this will show on screen. And it does. Alright, fast game. You know who is in charge of fast games? Plague Rat. And we're gonna lead with Chrono. That is like the definition of fast game right there. Mr. Fixer. Legacy. Environments. Silver Gulch. Who else should we throw in for funsies? Stuntman. Action hero Stuntman, actually. And... Setback. Alright. And... I am going to make this advanced. Let's fight. This is going to be a fast game one way or another. Snap, snap, Ferrari, takes the LB. The inevitable beast is back. It wants a piece of my shooting arm. Start game. Not even gonna look at my cards. We're gonna play it as is. Tooth and Claw, and we're getting an infection. Woo! Kind of picked an all-male team. That was not intentional. Who wants a +1? Do you have a bunch of things? Iron Prize, Terrible Tech Strike. Sure. Chrono-Ranger. Now, it's not a true speedrun because I'm not holding tab down, but we're just going to play this willy-nilly. Alright, here's how you play Plague Rat fast. Build up the +1s. And unleash. Displaced Armory. Well, I can use that to get Jim's hat and then play another card. Now someone's gonna say, why am I not getting a compounded bow? Well, the answer is Terrible Tech Strike. That does more damage to compounded bow. And I'm not expecting Chrono-Ranger to get a second turn. Although we could, but... There we go. By any means. Can we get him to play by any means? Let's see what we have here. Tire Iron doesn't help. Toolbox is immediately useful. Charge does a little more damage. This was much more lackluster of a turn than Chrono-Ranger, but... Driving Mantis. Well, that might maybe theoretically do something. Takedown, maybe? Thonk for damage. Let's stop him from playing a card. You thought Fixer was infected. No, I specifically infected Chrono-Ranger so that Chrono-Ranger deals more damage. Pay attention. To start of turn, your power is do. At the end of return, do. Alright, steal the scene. And then Koop. See, now we're in a game that I have like a lot of familiarity with. I can just do things without thinking. In 5 years, I will reach this point with Spirit Island. I want to steal the scene because I'm now going to deal damage, followed by using my power to give me a +1, followed by Dramatic Cliffhanger. All right, what can you do? That's damage. That's not going to happen. That is not that Reckless Rush. And then I will risk, or whoops, sorry. When this card is destroyed, you may play a card, use a power, and draw a card. Well, I would really like to be able to do that after I didn't already use a power this turn. But if you're forcing me to destroy something, do I need Jim's hat? No, by any means, bounty board. Well, I guess, well, no, bounty board plus base power does more damage than playing and using Danny Boy. You don't have a thing in play. You have a takedown. I can use the power again? No, I already used it. Already been used this turn. So I just want to stop. Do I want to let Plague Rat play a card and maybe infect someone? Let's have Plague Rat play a card and maybe infect someone. Silver Gulch is all like Stout Barrel. Yes, I want to destroy Dramatic Cliffhanger. I'm going to draw a card. Whenever Stuntman is dealt damage by a non-hero target, he may deal that target 1 damage, or... well, that's not going to work. Or he deals damage right now. When his card is destroyed, draw a card and use a power. That's almost certainly going to get destroyed, right? Plus, I could also play a card off of my base power. Yeah! Why not both? Exactly. Because Action Hero Stuntman is redonkulous. I could take out Stout Barrel before it even goes off. Like, what is this? Do I want that random potential +1? Yeah, no, let's just take it out. They could have played, you know, the thing, but that I don't care. Oh, hey. Now Plague Locust can deal damage because that's less damage. Oh. I actually wanted to hit Plague Rat. That's incorrect. Wait, no. Yes, I wanted Plague Rat to deal the damage. That is incorrect. Because I want No Time to Bleed to go off. I'm playing fast and loose with hit points here. But that's what a Plague Rat game is. Plague Rat is the definition of fast game. There's no long-term Plague Rat game. There's deal as much damage as you can or die. This is like definitely the game for Jeremy. I mean, yeah, there is. I'm just exaggerating for the sake of theatrics. Deal the target with the lowest HP. Oh no! See, and we're getting an infection. You know who really wants to get infected right now? Stuntman. Although he's kind of already past everything. But hey, he's gonna be dealt damage here, and then he's gonna retaliate. And that infection just did +2 damage there. All right, can we win the game right now? By any means on Plague Rat, and then bounty board just to damage Plague Rat some more. Someone's gonna say, why did I not play Compounded Bow? Well, the answer is that extra card play did actually deal more damage than Compounded Bow would have done. Some people say they don't want to play Jim's Hat because they'd rather play Compounded Bow, and yes, there are situations where Compounded Bow will be more beneficial to you than an immediate Jim's Hat. But remember that a lot of Chrono-Ranger's one-shots have the words, Chrono-Ranger may deal 1 target 1 projectile damage. So if you can play an additional card and that additional card deals 1 damage, you're effectively using the Compounded Bow. Just with the card play. Now, you need to fund it with card plays, which you definitely can't always have. That's a thing. Like if Chrono-Ranger gets a second turn or third turn, he does not have that extra instance of damage. But that's the thing about why I kind of preferred early Jim's Hat versus early Compounded Bow. The ideal situation is you have Compounded Bow with By Any Means and the Ultimate Target and Galvanize and this, that, and the other thing, and then you can play your extra cards and use Compounded Bow. You like how this is part of Lude playing a fast game? I'm just excited. I have like energy now. I'm able to do things and talk about what I'm doing. All right, Thok. I could play Motivational Charge to give everyone hit points, but in a fast game, it doesn't matter. I guess the problem is we don't really have a, at the start of your turn, if you destroy this card, if you draw a card. Yeah, moving target isn't doing anything, so I'm going to destroy Koot. I want a card that deals damage. I don't have that card. I can play moving target just to look cool. Oh, there, Violent Escalation. That's exactly what I wanted. So now moving target, when Stuntman is dealt damage by a villain target, destroy this card and use a power to play a card to Violent Escalate and win the game. It's over. It's done. Isn't that what Stuntman is about, is looking cool? Exactly. He has 14 tokens. Silver Lining is very potent. And Explosives Way again! I could have had that go off and we would have had a +1 and won the game. Oh yeah, we could have whoops sorry'd. No, we're gonna win here. Stuntman was dealt damage. Oh. Well, first, no time to bleed, and the game's over. And hey, it lines up with the music perfectly. Awesome. I love it when games like that happen. Oh boy. Advanced Plague Rat, aka Damage Race. I like playing Plague Rat when I want a really fast game because it's a game built around playing fast, especially with Advanced Plague Rat. Now, to slow down a little bit and explain what I just did, the thing about Advanced Plague Rat is his advanced rule is increased damage dealt by Plague Rat and by infected heroes by 1. And his Plague Locust card says increased damage dealt by Plague Rat and all infected heroes by 1. So the advanced rule basically doubles that effect. It's a double Plague Locust, except you can't destroy the advanced Plague Locust. But the thing about the infected hero damage, of course, infection self-damages, which sounds dangerous, and yes, it's terrible and all that, and like, oh my god, blah, blah. But look at all the damage instances I did. A hero like Chrono-Ranger that deals a lot of 1 damages at a time, if Chrono-Ranger gets infected in an advanced Plague Rat game, each of those 1 damages become 3 damages. And they add up quite quickly. And then Stuntman, action hero Stuntman, the reason he was doing crazy damage was because his base power says, this one, until the start of your next turn, increase damage dealt by Stuntman by 1, you may play a card. And we triggered that power twice. So he was increasing his damage by 2. Plus he was infected, so we had a +2 from that. Plus we had Legacy with Galvanize, so that was a +1. Plus By Any Means was a +1. So Plague Rat has a +6 to damage from Chrono-Ranger and Plague Rat. So a 1 damage turns into 7 damage. Now, if a one-shot simply said deal 1 target 7 damage, that would be an amazing one-shot. But every instance of damage is that. That's what makes Plague Rat really fun. I got super animated. I don't know where I just got all of this energy from, but I'm definitely not going to continue it. I think I got my second wind, but I'm going to crash in 10 minutes, and I don't want to be here when I crash. I need to get better at Spirit Island, / I need to get more familiar with Spirit Island, and I will try to do that maybe in the next coming weeks. Because really, the past month or so, most of my Spirit Island time was just in Spirit Island Saturdays. I wasn't playing Spirit Island outside of that. But I think I need to get way more familiar with all of the cards that exist in Spirit Island. The innate powers, plus the minor powers, plus the major powers. We do pretty well on Saturdays, yes. Soloing multiple spirits is a lot, yes. So that's why this game was quite tough. But it was definitely very challenging to go through. I do like this experience. I think it's really fun. Time to make myself flashcards. Or I could just use the physical cards, because they're already cards. We already have flashcards. They're physical cards. But yes, the thing about Sentinels, and this was established on Tuesday, and I was potentially going to do something like this today, and then I didn't because, well, reasons. When I look at Legacy's cards, I can tell immediately what these cards do based on their appearance. Lead from the front. Redirect any damage dealt by a villain target to you may redirect damage from a hero target to Legacy if dealt by a villain, in better words. Inspiring Presence. Each hero target regains 1 hit point. Each damage dealt by a hero target is increased by 1, in better words. Flying Smash. Legacy deals up to deals up to 3 targets, 3 melee damage each. Captain Cosmic, I have less familiarity with, but I can still tell you some constructs. Energy Bracer, reduce damage dealt to the target next to this card by 1. Dynamic Siphon, when this card is dealt damage, this hero can use a power who is next to. Vitality Conduit, play this card next to a hero target. When this card is dealt damage, that target regains 2 hit points. I can tell you immediately what it is based on the art on the card. But when I play Spirit Island, I'm still constantly bringing up the full card to read out the text. Then I have to think about the effect that the text has and how it applies to the current situation. Then I look at another card and I have to say, how does this card apply to the current situation? And then I have to remember, we already looked at this card. How does that change what I was going to do here? Plus, there's also more complexity in Spirit Island, it seems, because in Sentinels, you generally only play 1 power, you play only one card, you use only 1 power, you draw only 1 card, unless some other things applied, like you may play an additional card during your play phase. In Spirit Island, that keeps going up as the game increases to the point where it's like, all right, I can play 3 cards. Which combination of 3 cards am I going to play? You know? So it definitely gets a lot more complex in Spirit Island because of all the number of cards you can play and the combinations that you can employ, plus the fact that each card has elements on it. But I do want to get to the point where I can at least tell you what the card does based on its visual appearance, so that when I say I'm going to select a minor power, all right, these are my 4 cards, I'm going to take this one because that will be most useful, versus what does this card do? 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 Well, this gives me water, this gives me sun, this gives me fire, this gives me moon. I want moon. Is moon going to apply right now? That's my ultimate goal. It's going to take a long time to reach that point though, but I definitely have way more familiarity with Sentinels, and that shows. And when I play a Sentinels game, I don't have that familiarity in Aeon's End and in Spirit Island, and that's why my games there take a little longer, but hopefully I will reach that point. All right, thank you for listening to my rambling speech, and thank you for watching through this entire 3.5-hour stream. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. It's fun playing with each and every one of you who watches and tunes into the live stream or comments on the YouTube video after the fact. It's always great fun to be able to showcase the strategic depth that these games have, especially because, you know, the layman on Steam will complain about how the games are impossible or how the cards don't work or this, that, or the other thing. We need to have some force out there showing you the strategic depths that these games have. Anyway, I'm done bragging. We have other streams on this channel if you want to check them out. Every Monday we have On Deck with Pirate Savvy and Dover, who are a brother-sister duo. They recently have been focusing on getting achievements in Sentinels the Multiverse and in Aeon's End, and also One Deck Dungeon. And hopefully they will get enough pressure to want to learn Spirit Island on their own personal stream. Hopefully we can give them that friendly pressure that they need. Every Tuesday is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy, who are two of the leads of Handelabra and who like to demo content into Handelabra products before they are publicly available. Recently, they've been demoing the Nameless expansion from Aeon's End, and I think I read that that's going to be released next week, and that's great and fun. You can get a little preview as to how those new decks will work by looking at the recent Handelabra live streams. They also will show some Spirit Island content, I'm sure, as you know, they develop the game further through the early access and want to demo content that is, you know, newly shown and all that jazz. Like the tutorial, which they did show in one stream. Every Thursday is Dolphin's Dive with yours truly, Lude Dolphin. I like to play games with strategic depth. I like to discuss out all the cards and the possibilities and what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. We did Sentinels of the Multiverse and Spirit Island this week. Next week will be Aeon's End and One Deck Dungeon. Aeon's End will hopefully line up with the Nameless release. Let's see, 25th. So the following week is going to then be the start of July, and that will then be the monthly Oblivion match, and you can look forward to that. That's the next 2 weeks of Dolphin's Dive. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. is Spirit Island Saturdays with and John, who's been tuning in every week, except he will be gone in one of the coming weeks. But we were planning on working together a 4-player match. I think he's going to be gone that week though, so it's not really going to pan out that way. But you can redeem a reward if you're watching on the Twitch stream to be a guest on Spirit Island Saturdays. And you'll be able to tune in with me and John and play as the 3rd spirit or the 4th spirit if we have 2 guests at the same time. Pretty soon Lude is going to have to quit his day job to focus on his streaming career. Well, currently I don't have a day job because I'm not actively teaching this summer, but in the fall I will hopefully have classes again. If I don't get classes in the fall, I'll have to definitely get more of a full-time streaming experience. Long story as to my feelings on that, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Every Sunday is Tales from the Archive with another letdown who likes to play Sentinels with a thematic approach, playing cards based on whether they fit the theme of the match. He likes to play games with special restrictions, like every single time Legacy can use Motivational Charge, he must use Motivational Charge, and other things. And sometimes he and I team up for Zach and Mark Do Stupid Things, such as Omni Cannon, where we put as many cards under Omni Cannon as possible. The number we got to was 158. Or can we deal 10,000 damage to Oblivion in a single instance of damage via a combination of Freedom 5 Wraith and Santa Guys, I think. Or was it Base Guys? I don't remember which. That almost worked, except the game froze. But that was fun. You have to find this 158 card Omni Cannon. Let me get that linked. It shouldn't be too hard to find, because I believe that it was titled Omni Cannon. I don't remember whether it was just a Dolphin's Dive or what, but Handelabra Omni Cannon. That did not work. It's not as easy as I thought it was. Well, if I search just for Canon, because it might have been hyphenated and that's confusing YouTube. It's also not pulling it up immediately. What if I just go to the full video list and search for Canon? Well, it's only showing the one result from my search bar. John found it. Like, fuck. Aha. Yep. I was gonna copy paste it, but you're right. It is from November 27th, 2018. Yes, this is really 7 hours long. So like, grab some tea, pause midway for an intermission. Please get up and move around partway through. Oh, that was a really good one. All right, but thank you for watching, everyone, and do check out Handelabra.com for more information on these Handelabra products that they have available. As always, Black Lives Matter, and happy Pride Month, and I will just play rap music just because we just fought him. All right, thank you again for watching, everyone.